Hey guys, hope you're all well. I am back with another one, and we have got the beautiful, bubbly poetry oracle, better known as the Oracle May, whose real name is Chengeto Mayowe. She is a creative genius. I encourage you to Google her, get to know her, and wow, you'll be amazed at the type of creative genius that she is. I know I am, and I rarely say that about people, but with her as true. So, I will not be telling you what I'm doing makeup-wise, but instead, I will tell you about the look we created, why we created it, and who Chengeto is to me, like how I know and relate to her. So, as we're still smiling, let's get straight into it. So, I first met Chengeto in 2020 when I bought her poetry book entitled Deja Vu. It is such a beautiful masterpiece, and honestly speaking, I think people should read that. I read that book and I felt like I knew her and knew the relationship that she had with her dad, who is now late, and I believe that's whom the book was dedicated to. And you know, I'm all about healing through words, and I believe that through that piece, that masterpiece actually, she did it so beautifully, and you can't help but love and be in awe of the creative genius within her and the relationship that she had with her dad through that book. And with that being said, I am honored to say that I was one of the few selected people she chose to read her new books actually, because it's a trilogy, and wow, as soon as this trilogy drops, trust me, you want to get your hands on all 3 copies at once. There's no reason to wait, because once you get a hold of it, you will not want to put it down until you are done, and even when you're done, you'll still want more. And you know how it is when you know the writer, you'll keep on going to their inbox or their DM and being like, hey, why did you do us like that day? Why did you do ABC and stuff like that? That's exactly what I did. But hey, it's only because it was such a beautiful, beautiful read. I actually chucked away the book I was reading and focused on her book. That's how good it was. So yeah, I think that should count for something. So when it does come out, do make sure that you get yourself a copy, and I'll make sure I link her YouTube channel in the description box below. So after reading the books, she asked me to create a look that would work as a cover for each of the 3 books. Now, each of the 3 books focuses on a specific main character, and in all of the looks, I had to make sure that I captured the essence of each and every one of them. Now, speaking like this, it might sound easy and all, but it was so difficult, because in as much as the characters themselves, the main characters themselves were similar, they were different as well. It was an extreme similarity and an extreme difference. So creating the look was kind of a challenge for me, but it was a challenge that I was willing to accept and take and work with. And I have to say, I am really, really proud of the work that we did together, because for some of the looks, I had to consult her to say, when you said this color, were you meaning this deep or this light, or what shade of color were you actually talking about, so that we could actually bring to life what she wrote. And that was the most beautiful thing about creating this look. Having read the book and then taking all the colors that she spoke of and the visualization that you have as you read, and then you put it onto her and be like, there you go, this is what I've done. Now go and model this for this character and model this for this character. And of course, my son woke up and like every other mom, I had to put him on my back and get to work because, hey, we gotta work for those diapers because they're so expensive, but it doesn't stop us from the grind. So, yeah, I really felt the challenge, but I was up for the challenge, and at first I thought maybe we could just do a natural look and get away with it because with a natural look it can fit anyone. But when you read the book, it's also different from the typical Zimbabwean stories that we usually read. It's a different story altogether, whereby it's unexpected. It has so many twists and turns. I had to send her so many messages and tell her, this feels like a roller coaster, like I'm going up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. 1 minute I think this is what is going to happen, and she takes a 360 turn and brings in something that I was not expecting at all. But it is done so beautifully. I can't help but be in awe of her writing skills altogether. And I was really honored to create this look for her, to say, I've read your book. I know it is a masterpiece. No, I have read your books. They are all masterpieces. From what I've read, this is what I see. And what I saw through her words is what I then imprinted on her face. And what I imprinted on her face was exactly what she saw as she wrote the book. If that is not the greatest honor, then I do not know what is, because when she sent me the pictures from her shoot, I have to say, I sat down and I shed a tear for a while, because I was like, we did this. She put the words on paper and trusted me enough to then articulate those words on her face and be like, there you go. This is who I see this character is. This is who I see this character as. This is who I see this character as. And she modeled it also beautifully, and it came out as a definite masterpiece. I honestly wish and hope that you all get a chance to see that those book covers and read the book and then look at the covers and be like, oh, now we get it, because that's exactly what happened with me. I read the book, I created the look, and then I looked at the look and referenced it to what I had read, and I was like, yes, this is it. And throughout this makeup session, we kept talking about the book, and because it was such a beautiful read, I had to probe and question what really inspired it, because it's different from the usual Zimbabwean read, It's such a roller coaster ride. 1 minute you think it's going a certain direction, and then it just takes a 360 turn, but that 360 turn is also so beautiful in bringing out so many aspects of what the book encompasses, and you can't help but be in awe of her writing abilities. So I will definitely ensure that I add her YouTube channel link to the description box. Go subscribe, like her page, comment, share on her videos and all of that. She is a huge advocate for a lot of things. So as you go through her page, you'll see different stories, and even I am there. But she focuses on so many things. But with this book, I feel like she broke the norm. The norm being, we're so used to stories about Zimbabwe being stories of poverty, stories of Zimbabwe being stories about struggles, stories of Zimbabwe being about, ABC. But she shed a light. I'm sorry, I can't really tell you guys what the books are really about because they haven't been launched, and so we have to keep everything on the DL. But even then, the work she did with that book, it is so riveting because when you get a copy of a book, I was actually reading a certain book when she sent me the trilogy, and she was like, can you please read this? And I said, okay. I put the book I was reading down, and as I did that, right, I thought to myself, well, I'm just going to read, 5, 10, 15 pages and then finish the book I'm currently reading because I'm enjoying it, and then get back to this. That didn't happen. I read the first, the second, and then the third book. And up to now, I haven't gone back to that other book I was reading because I have been such in a euphoric mood because of her book and what it did to me. Such a beautiful ride, and she brings out so many things about culture and religion and spirituality. It's an eye-opener to so many things that maybe we shun against or away from because maybe it's not something we're used to. But she did it in such a beautiful way that you can't help but wonder and be curious about what it is that she is talking about. Like, you want to know more. From what she has said, but you feel the need to know more about what it is that she's actually talking about on certain topics. And if I haven't said it already, I'll say it again. This was a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful read. And creating these looks, telling someone, okay, this is what you wrote. This is what I saw from what you wrote. I mean, she gave me the book to read and was like, from what you have read, create these people and let me be the canvas for that. I don't know if I've ever had a greater honor than that. I'm truly grateful for that, honestly speaking. And I can't wait for you guys to actually see the covers of her book. And like I said, because the books haven't been launched, this is all, I'm trying to keep it on the DL and not share too much, but I feel like she modeled all 3 characters perfectly and beautifully, and the look that we created was able to focus and be able to transition to each and every one of the characters beautifully. It's like with the look, yes, it's one look, but as you look at it and then look at the cover, you're able to see not just one person, but all three of them, and see the beauty of that trilogy, like how one person can represent three. And I somehow feel like that is who she is, you know, such a bubbly, lovely soul who has so much energy and creativeness within her, because not only does she do poetry or perform or write, but she does all of these other things. And look at her smile. You can't help but be in awe. So thank you, Chengeto, and congratulations.